My identity was stolen for many years. It's all about economy. It's all about oil and gas. Iraq is about oil and gas. Libya is about oil and gas. Lebanon is about oil and gas. Everything is about oil and gas. We all know this. There's no news. There is nothing called Israel. There is a flag and a brand. These are Palestinians holding blue cards. When a Palestinian child says, yes, I understood him well, he was an American soldier who killed my mother. Stop the war. Let my people live. Get some dignity and welcome to the new dimension of civilization.
So first thing, would like to know your opinion on the ongoing war between Palestine and Israel.
I am going to be very, very clear. Look, you have to always put the destruction of the words and titles of what you're talking about. When you talk about Israel, you're talking about colonizing Palestine, Palestinian colonized state. That is what it is. When you speak about Israel, you do not speak about religious. It's not like being Jewish, being Israel. No, you have Palestine. It's occupied since 1948 and even before, when they killed my grandfather, 1939, it started. I do agree that even if you call the whole Middle East the Great Israel, I don't mind. I don't care. It's not in the name. It's in the existence of both people, whether it's Palestinians, whether it's Jewish immigrants, whether it's Israelis, or whatever you name it. The description of Israel is Palestinians holding blue cards, which is occupied identity. My identity was stolen for many years. The moment I was born, they told me, you're Israeli. I'm not. I am a Palestinian, a grandchild of Khalil Ibrahim Pasha, who used to be the Emperor of Palestine. There's always a solution when people want to live together, when people want to coordinate together. You can choose or to ignore it for 75 years, the occupation and the suffering of the people. I'm getting now calls from everybody. You are our last monarch. Please stand up for your people. But what am I supposed to do? To put nuclear bomb somewhere and to tell, now wake up, stop with this war? Or to use my power in the UN with my function? The whole UN could not stop America from veto. We know all that 143 countries are standing now with Palestine. We know that the whole world is standing for human rights and for Palestinian freedom. But that's not happening. The longer that they are bombing a state, one city with 2 million people living there, and nobody is considering that these people have the rights to live, not from the Israelis, not from the Americans, not from Europe, whatever, or Hamas or Iran. These people has gotten this right from God. They are just there because they are there. And you know what it is, Gerav? I told you before, you cannot vanish a whole nation. It's impossible. Look what Hitler did with the Jews. The Jews are everywhere. You cannot vanish. It's horrible to say that. If Netanyahu wants to vanish the Palestinians, let him go ahead. Put some nuclear weapons somewhere. And then you will vanish a whole state, and you'll vanish a whole city, you'll vanish everybody and everything. But even my grandchild will say my grandmother was Palestinian, the same that I say my grandfather was Khalil Ibrahim. So it's this insanity of war. You see it everywhere. It's not only in Palestine, it's in North, South Korea, it's in Africa, it's everywhere. It is like we are more vicious than animals. Animals are more, like you see sometimes films that people make about animals treating each other with love and care. And even if you take a doggy in your house and you take care of him, he will always recognize that you are his boss and that you recognize him and you love him and he will love you. If you're sick, he will lay under your bed until you are moving around. Once you are moving around, he is happy and he's with his tail, you know what I mean? Compassion has to be there for humanity, but it has been for a very long time away from recognizing Palestinians as a state or as a nation or as unity of people who share norms, values, habits, hobbies, everything. It's everywhere. It's who is the power, who is the more, who is the army, who is the flag, who is the identity. We have our identity. It's already done. It's in your thumb, in my thumb. Everybody's identity, when you go to any other country and you want to have a permit of stay or whatever, they put your hand in a machine and they tell you, please stamp, please stamp, please stamp. They know who you are. So we have our identity. It's not about the flag. It's not about the country. Jewish people has always been living, and this was the first day that this war started, attacking Gaza, people with stones. Okay, that they have Hamas has always been there. We all know that, where they get their power from. But even if they were an army, and recognized army, and they would take their power from everywhere, they are army. Army is nothing else than killing. Army is equal killing. When Martin Luther King was killed, he was killed for a reason. When John Lennon was killed for a reason. When old British lady told me, you're a legend, my dear, I said to her, I don't want to be killed. Why would I be a legend? She said, you're a born legend. The legendary people, they sacrifice, they work hard. Last 2 nights ago, I was called by one of the world leaders, and he says, we will support you, we will be there for you, please go ahead, da, 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 da. But where do we start? Where do we start? My Haifa is occupied by Baha'is coming from all over the world. I was born near the temple. I'm supposed to be the Queen of Haifa, but there is no Queen of Haifa. There is no Queen of Carmel. Where do you start? People killing people. Vicious way of doing. These kids are being torn apart. Children of 3-4 years old shivering with cutted hands, cutted legs. They're operating without anesthesia. Can you keep up with one toothache to sleep at night? You can't. And if you see this happening to your own people, what would you feel? What would you do? You're standing there hopeless. And then to think about it, how stupid it was. Really stupid. Totally stupid. He is committing suicide. Israel is committing suicide. Why? I'll explain you why. Arabic countries has opened the doors for the Israelis, and they are all coming from all over the world. From Ukraine, Netanyahu is from Ukraine, everywhere. Golda Meir was God knows from where, from Poland. All their leaders are coming from everywhere. Emirates, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and all the Gulf opened the doors for peace processes, for neon, for big cities, for the Great Israel, whatever. The house of the Ibrahimi, etc. was open, uniting people, I admire Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed because his brains, this man is a legend in my eyes. I admire the Arabic leaders because they have showed the world, like Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, in his country is 198 generations from all over the world, all identities from all over the world. Yes, and they are living in peace and they're happy. I can put my bag in a restaurant and forget it in Dubai. 2 days later, I'll find it there, or with the security taken care of. I can never do that in Europe. And Europe is united 37 countries. In place that he would appreciate Palestinians, love them, care for them. These are people, native people of the country. You cannot vanish them. It's just impossible to vanish a nation. The British were there, they are gone. The Turkish were there, they are gone. The Irish was there, they were gone. The Italian, Romanian were there, they were gone. Everybody will go. Palestine has existed for generations and for hundreds and thousands of years. These people are native of the country. They know the country upside down. They will sell you and they buy you in 2 words. What are you fighting with? What are you killing with? Aren't you coming from the Shoah and from the Holocaust? Think about it. The professors that I worked with, they had numbers on their hands. Children of Palestine were writing their names on their hands in case they are dead or being killed, and they won't be even recognized. How worse we are going. What kind of world we are creating. What would I say to my grandchildren? I did not stand up for my kids. Therefore, they had to put their names. What kind of history are we writing? A total disgrace. Sheriff, this cannot carry on like this. Because, you see, the thing is, you could have taken the gas and oil of Palestine without even giving anything to the people. Yes, this is their aim. It's all about economy. It's all about oil and gas. Iraq is about oil and gas. Libya is about oil and gas. Lebanon is about oil and gas. Everything is about oil and gas. We all know this. It's no news. If you are one of the top masonry and you know the inside out, yeah, like a lot of people I work with, they are there and they tell me everything. It's not about manners. It's not about humanity. It's not about building. It's not about anything. It's about economy. When you want to build your economy, build the people first. Let the Palestinian greet the Jewish man and say, hey, how are you? How was your day? Shalom, manishma, salam, peace. People has been living all over the Arabic countries with peace. And now when I see a Jewish person, I scream. Even I scream. I had that in Dubai. I was walking around to go to Dubai Mall and I saw two Jewish people and I started to scream. I had a panic attack. I started to scream, no, not in the Gulf region. No, they cannot come and damage all our countries. And then Sheikh Abdullah said, what happened to you? Please calm down. No, no. And they were just two religious people with a buggy for a child, a baby they had with them. And then he said, they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. Please calm down, they're gone. Imagine when these kids will be grown up and when they become a terrorist, don't blame them. They will take a revenge somewhere, somehow. All you are building with your army and your tanks. How many kids of the Jewish Israeli occupation army has been killed? Nobody recognizes even their other numbers. They are numbers. They're not people anymore. It's the same when somebody is died. They say, give me the body. They don't say the name. We all disappear with nothing. We come with nothing. Why are you doing this? For what? What is the aim of vanishing a nation? Egypt is working on this. They have even tents in Sinai for the Palestinians. Saudi Arabia has tents. Jordania has tents. It's all planned. We're not stupid. People are living in tents. Now it's summer. Wait until the winter comes. What kind of circumstances you are giving to mankind? Mankind. Man has never been kind. It's a man's world. I don't think if they're women leaders, they will do the same. Because they give birth with a lot of pain. We give birth, we raise, we wake up at night, we give breastfeeding. I don't know if a man can take this pain. I know people go to the dentist and they scream when they get pain. But the pain of giving a birth is never experienced by a man. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And I don't know what will happen next. And when is Israel going to be out of their insanity? People from Israel are leaving the country. Everyone that had a grandma in Holland, Denmark, Belgium, Germany, or whatever, they are going back. They say, okay, we are Jewish. We don't want to die. We want to live. That's it. It's like Baha'is. Baha'is are coming from all over the world. They have no right to be there in Haifa. Not at all. But who am I to decide? Who am I? Because I'm a legacy of Khalil Shawqi Ibrahim? Well, here we go. What is in my hands to do? How can I fight tanks and bombs and rockets and whole invasions of countries? For what? For what? For building Gaza? You could have given money to the people and say, okay, we want to build Gaza. Or say to the people, I will give you a home somewhere else. We build Gaza and this is yours. You can build Gaza. You can build a port and an airport and start showing the people that they have gas and oil, that they can live, that they can develop. You build it by one. You can build it. But even the son-in-law of Trump is already selling Gaza because he owns Gaza. Imagine somebody from America owns Gaza. How can you justify something not to be justified? In place that the Netanyahu would say, okay, something happened 7 October. We will see the people who has done it. We will punish these people who has done it. Deal with these people. Do not deal with the whole nation. And I know they have the intelligence enough to know who has done it. You only have to pay a few people and you will know all. Secret services are everywhere. It's sad. It's sad. It's just sad. There is no respect for poets. There is no respect for writers. There is no respect for philosophers, for speakers, for nobody. When you are a king and you are a queen and you are a prince, you have your right to say something about a country. If that is not respected, what the hell were we doing? Why? When Queen Elizabeth was making England back great again, when Queen Beatrix was taking care of Holland, the moment something happened somewhere, she was there, wearing clothes of like workers and white boots and God knows what. When we had a plane crash, she was in 5 minutes on the place, on the spot. She did not think about it. It could have been nuclear, it could have been weapons, it could have been chemicals, it could have been anything. No, she was there for her people. when she gives the speech about unity of Holland, peace in Holland. This is what we need. We need peace to live. We have the right to live. Nobody has the right to kill us. Stop it. Enough is enough. Rafah is 2 million people without homes. Refugees from Gaza, north, south, etc. Move to there, we bomb you there. Move to there, we bomb you there. You hear people saying, we've been moving 20 times, we don't know it anymore. People are sitting on the revels of their houses, looking for their toys. People screaming from under the homes damaged. Have mercy with mankind. You know, when somebody is blind, he can still listen to music. When somebody is deaf, he can see and design and paint. But when somebody's soul is damaged, he's damaged. And these people are damaged. When a child says, where is my parents? 3 years old. Where's my mommy? I want only my mommy. And his mommy is dead near him. Hospitals are being blown away. Mosques are being blown away. Where is the mercy of mankind? What is this? Was the Shoah not enough? Was the Holocaust not enough? Was the Hiroshima not enough? When do we stop? Where does it stop? When America says, no, please defend Israel. Israel is occupied Palestine. There is nothing called Israel. There is a flag and a brand. These are Palestinians holding blue cards. They came there. We had petrol, we had airport, we had port, we had buses, we had people living. There is a nation called Palestine. 1948, what happened today. Today we have social media to explore it to the world. At the time we did not have that. People go with buses who will never come back. One of them is my father. 5 times was taken away from home. They will tell you, you're not allowed, forbidden to walk around in the city after 4 o'clock or after 6 o'clock. And 3 o'clock they will start taking the kids. When our kids are in the prisons, are these not hostages? Exactly equal as the hostages that the Hamas has taken in. Look how many people are in prisons. The stories they're telling. When a woman pregnant being raped and after that is killed. How far are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where? What's the end? Where is the end? America is... I have lived in America. I packed up my suitcases when I saw the misery in the streets. When I stayed one night in a church and I saw the homeless. I saw the people are raped. I saw the misery of America. You've seen the ships. What Yemen has done with the ships of the Israelis and the British and the Americans, etc. With a drone of $500, they blew up all ships with millions and billions of worthy. Occupying a country is with brains, not with weapons. You cannot demolish a whole country with weapons. They have done it to the Jews. Jews do exist, and they exist, and they are allowed to exist, and they are allowed to live everywhere. Israelis is not Jews. Zionistic is not Jews. Jews is religious, of comfort and manners and everything. Because I can read the Torah, I can read the Quran, I can read the Bible. I'm 5 religions in one. It's all about manners. It's all about human dignity. Do not steal. Do not take anything that doesn't belong to you. Do not lie. Do not. The 10 forbidden. Why does India, with all these philosophies and religious and manners and reincarnations and God knows what, all the philosophy of the world is in India. And billions of people are living really in peace. Why is it not possible in the Middle East? Why? When is this going to end? You want to call it the Great Israel? Call it the Great Israel. That's okay. Palestine isn't the Great Israel. And then? What then? How many meals do you want to give to a child? 1, 2, 3 a day. You cannot take more. When you die, you take nothing. You leave everything behind. We come with nothing. Here, Sultan Qaboos left billions behind. It's all taken by the banks and everybody else. And where is he? In 2 meters by 1. When we talk about humanity, and they are talking and meetings and conferences, and there is not even one president of one country will say, I will solve it. They're all scared of America. They're all scared of Russia, the biggest powers. Why wouldn't America say, stop killing Palestinians? They're afraid of the IPAC? What? Who's owning who in the world? Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Zionistic? What? Where? Madness? Is this madness? The moment somebody starts to say to me, the jinn and the angels, I say, psychiatry is here around the corner. Get realistic. This is about real people on the ground being bombed. Whole cities, whole neighborhoods, whole buildings. How can you do that when you're coming yourself as a refugee in the country? Netanyahu and his people are the generation that came to us as refugees. Gafir is from Iraq. Netanyahu is from Ukraine. I had 3 Ukrainians here fixing my my garden, and it was raining. I said, come in, stop now, it's raining. And they said, no, we want to finish the garden. I said, okay. I went inside, took 3 jackets of Ralph Lauren from my kids, which I bought as a present for my children, for my boys, went outside and dressed them up. And I said, this you put on. Here, take this. And they started to cry. I said, why do you cry? One of them was 21 years old, just graduated. He had a BA engineering, gardening and buildings, decorating. And he was so happy to make my garden. And he was telling me what the changes he's going to do in it. And I said, how come that you're so civilized, talking and doing, etc., and you're working as a gardener? He said, I'm an engineer, madam. And I said, why did you cry when I give you the jacket? Because he said, the last one that gave me a jacket was my mother, and she died in the war. What do we do? Where do we go? Who is going to give me the voice? You are giving me the voice. Media is giving the right voice. Because a moral commitment, not a persuasion of mind, saying that Palestinians are all terrorists, that's a lot to tell. That's a lot to take. Children of 6 years old are terrorists? Coming from school, singing Father Jacob? Where are the terrorists? People want to marry? People want to build a home? How about all these students of the universities that were blown away? What happens to their future? How can I guarantee that not one of the class will be a terrorist, a real terrorist that will blow up an airplane or whatever else? How can you justify whatever you're doing? Blown away hospitals? Because maybe 1 or 2, 5 people from Hamas is hiding there? This is even worse than the Nazi. This is worse. And it just cannot end. It will only end when Israel and America will decide we'll end it. Even the decisions of the International Court due to the complaints of South Africa and other countries, they are not being respected. Security Council, how many times they had meetings and talking and meetings and paperwork? Balfour, Sykes-Picot, Camp David, nothing is helping. Why did you get Yasser Arafat with these people and all this, and you made Ramallah? Ramallah is nothing else than a municipality because there is no respect. Finally, they got the seat as a city, as a country, thanks to the UAE. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, he said, this is a country we have to recognize. 2 countries. Which 2 countries? You tell me which 2 countries? The occupied Palestine and another Palestine? Which 2 countries? They want to give up half of our country to the Israelis? Okay, you call it Israel, you call it Palestine, doesn't matter. You call it whatever you want to call it. It's all about money, it's all about power, it's all about no dignity, no manners, no humankinds, nothing. We better give up this whole United Nations. Go and say, okay, here's my card from the United Nations, you can have it. Thank you for the position. If United Nations is not even able, with all the nations of the world, 146 countries recognize Palestine, and they're not able to stop these bombs every day, 200 days, 100 days, 100,000 people killed, millions are everywhere. They always said that the Palestinians are the minority of the country. Of course you can delude people that we are the minority. No, we are the majority, and we are the country. Why wouldn't we have Diwan, Royal Diwan in Haifa? All these Baha'i buildings which built on my grandfather's land. We can have the monarchy going on and telling them to stop the war and making the rules and the laws. And everybody has to obey. Why do my sons study 6-7 years? To protect people not going to jails when they are innocent. What for do we have law and international laws? What is the sense of having doctors when doctors are being killed? What is the sense of law when there is no respect for law? Law is not there to protect people not to go to jail. No. Law is to put order. This is the law and everybody has to respect that. Once nobody is respecting that, it's over. So, do you justify somebody is wearing a tenue of a soldier? Then he is a soldier. Or Hamas, who is in a normal clothes, blowing everything away? They are both soldiers. They are both fighting for something. And what is the vision of everybody? What is this big mission? You have had your great Israel. You have made a peace with all the Gulf. Flights are going from Dubai, every day. I was in Dubai, I was in Abu Dhabi, I was in Muscat. I saw the flights going to Tel Aviv. I was happy because there was an opening to peace, to international, big, huge peace. The house of Abraham is open. And then you go and you vanish a nation. Why? Because you think that Gaza has to look different? I'm sorry. If I want to have a new Cairo, I can take pieces of Cairo, take the people out, give them another home as a government, blow up everything, build everything again. We know that Cairo is the oldest cities in the world. We don't go and blow up people in their homes. Who gives you the right to come from Yugoslavia, to come from Poland, Holland, Germany, God knows from where, and say, this is my house because I have been here 2,000 years ago. Hallelujah. Go back to 2,000 years ago. And who does prove that this is true? When you're saying Moses and Jesus and you've been in Sinai, you should have gone to Saudi Arabia, you should have found the oil, you should. No, you look at reality of nowadays. There's a nation called Palestinians, and they have one unity. Is their country. It has been occupied since 1948 with the help of the West, with the help of America. And enough is enough. Today, tomorrow is over. And then, why did you have to commit suicide yourself? Why is Israel committing suicide? Why? You exist. A lot of Palestinians are happy to have you, no problem. You existed 75 years. Okay, open your borders. Make Jerusalem the city of peace. From all over the world, people will come. Only from touristic things we can live. Make the buildings of the Baha'i the monarch of Palestine. Baha'i is about unity of mankind. Where is this unity? Being Baha'i is respecting all the religions of the world. Islam is about manners. Judaism is about peace and mankind. Christianity is about offering to others. Jesus says, when he slaps you on one face, give him the other. Forgive him. Where is all this gone? We are the land of the prophets. What? How many homes do they want to vanish? How many millions do they want to kill? Where's the end? Are they going to build homes on these graves? Massa graves? They have done the same before. Nothing new. Nothing is new. When I hear the stories of my father and my mother telling us how they were putting them in wagons and throwing them on Lebanon. My aunt had to put a grave to her mother. She was 6 years old. 6 years old. She, with her hands, she opened the grave of her mother and they put their mother there. And they left to Lebanon. 25 years later, I found them. One of them in Spain, one of them in Italy, one of them in Switzerland. These are the cousins of my mother. They are born in Haifa, in the same occupied house, which is until today an army center, near Stella Maris, near St. Elias Church. I've been there. I was not allowed to get in there. My parents' house is occupied by the Baha'is. My grandfather's house is occupied. My gardens, my mountain, my front garden of my house is now the gardens of the Baha'is. They took it and they sold it to the Baha'is. And when you steal something from someone and you sell it, it's still stolen goods. Giraf, it's sad. It's really sad. How come? How much can people take? How much? We live only once, they say. How come that we cannot respect each other? Basic respect. When my sister said, I want to marry him, I love him, I said, he's Jewish. Mazel tov. She was in shock. A few years later, they left each other. But okay, it's just too many differentiations they had. But where does it stop? When a black man in America decides that we have to kill Palestinians by supporting weapons to Israel. When a Palestinian child says, yes, I understood him well, he was an American soldier who killed my mother. Because children of Palestine are very well educated in British schools. Our schools is the highest education in the world. Palestinian is a very civilized, sophisticated, educated people. When a child says, he was not an Israeli, he was an American Jew who killed me, my mother, my family, I could understand his language. It was not like a British guy. He was an American child of 6 years old. He understands. My niece called me up and she said, we have a wedding next week. I screamed her head off. Every day I transfer my salary to Palestinians and everything I have, I transfer. I collect clothes and shoes and everything, and they come to take 60 cartons, 20 cartons. What can I do more? My kids cannot see Instagram anymore or any media because it's all the same. Look at my story in Instagram and you can see all the films that I collect about kids. These kids have the right to live. I know they are the next generation of Palestinians because Israel is afraid of Palestinians without weapons. The fact that they are Palestinians and they can say we are Palestinians and we are occupied, that is already a weapon towards their existence. Because if you say this is Palestine occupied, where is Israel? Oh no, where? We have 2 flags. Okay, no problem. Keep your flag, I keep mine. The flag is nothing else than a tablecloth. You make your money, I make my own. You have your bank, I have my own. No problem. You want to cooperate? Fine, we're happy. Why did the Middle East, the whole Gulf, associated with Israel and open borders and everything? Because they love them? No, because they had a vision for the future to have a Middle East with peace. But it's very, very far to search for peace. You see, you have generations disappear, countries disappear. In the past, you had the Emperor of Al-Hamadaniya, you had the Emperor of the Ottomans, you had the Emperor God knows of whom. What's in the name? Go back to the people. People have the right to live. I don't care what kind of name you give them, but these happens to be Palestinians, just like Indians, just like Chinese, just like Americans, just like anybody else. Palestine does exist. We have to face it. And face it means give the people a right to live, because you don't give the right. God gives the right. They have the right. They are born from 2 loving parents. It is sad. It's very sad.
So according to you, what should be the solution to end up this war?
To be very much honest, I was called 2 days ago by one of the world leaders, and they said, why don't you stand up as the last monarch of Palestine and you give the orders to peace to both sides? Because monarchy can overrule governments. And I said, then where do you suggest that I would be? And then he said, in the houses of the Baha'i temples in Haifa, there would be the monarchy of Palestine. How Allah wanted you. He said, you are born there. And I said, would that take a lot to happen? They said that the buildings and the homes and everything of the Baha'is are empty there. Why don't you make it the monarchy of Palestine and then you can give the orders to stop this war? I urge people to stop the war. But if there is no respect for nobody, where do you start? Where? Why don't they open borders? Let people come from everywhere. Let people exist. I want to ask one question. Why do they have in Sinai already tents, like 10,000, 100,000 tents? The Egyptian government made tents far before this war has happened, because everything is planned for the Palestinians. People are not stupid. There's a complot against Palestinians worldwide. And Palestinians has nobody. Arabs are sleeping since 1947, 48. And I can imagine Arabs does not want to go into war. Why would the Saudi come and die for the Palestinian? Because Arabs do not have unity of culture, of norms, of values, of language, of habits, hobbies, whatever. We are united by being not united. We are absolutely not united, not at all. The whole Arabic League is nobody, nothing. If the Arabic League would have had something to say, how about if 2,000 ships will go to Haifa or to Gaza? Would Israel blow it all away with international media around? No, because they can't. Unity of mankind is not there. I urge people to stop killing. This is no war of victory. There is no victory in wars. Victory for what? Flag? I'll make hundreds for you. Every flag will look a little bit different. One with a star, the other one without a star, the other one with a golden star, the other one with red star, whatever. Do you want another identity? The Great Israel, the whole Middle East? Okay, take it. Name it. Then maybe people will be united then. Do you want the Great Palestine, the Sultanate of Palestine? Maybe people will be happy. What is the sense of life when you live in fear? They have stolen all the Palestinians' identities and they gave them a blue card when they came to us as refugees. We are already undermined by the whole world. But now there is differentiations. The differentiation is that the whole world is watching. In the past, nobody was watching. There was a newspaper coming from Palestine now and then. Jerusalem Post was coming once in a while. And we all know who owns the media. We all know who's supporting the media. because the persuasion of mind is going on. Same as when somebody hears this interview, will say, well, this woman has sense. Borders, you put borders yourself. If you tell me, put the borders here, and I'll tell you, no. I like it behind these trees. How about that? Okay, then we take them from here to there. And then I'll tell you, it's not really nice. Let's put them there. Then we'll take them, we'll put them there. And then we put them there. And you come to me and you say, actually, they were in the history, they were there. So take them from there, put them there. Who is putting these borders? Not me. Who has been making the borders of my mountain under the Baha'i temple? Not the Israelis when they sold it to the Baha'is. It was my garden. The Baha'i gardens were my gardens. I grew up there. 24 years I played in the gardens. I built my trees in the trees, my house in the trees. We took flowers. We ran after wild rabbits. We find a snake, we screamed. We were children there playing in that mountain. That mountain is sold. Who put the borders? They put the borders. We woke up in the morning and we saw a border, metal with baton, with God knows what. Why did they close Gaza from Haifa? Gaza is Haifa. One street is between Jenin and Gaza and Nablus and Haifa. One street. Here, Mahmoud Abbas is keeping peace with the Israelis already 15 years. He has no army and he's still living. And he has government. I don't call them government because I have no respect for a president who has his kids in jails. And he doesn't do anything about it to take these kids out of jails. Why is that vicious? Why are their children allowed to live and our kids no? Basic. You don't have to be a president of a country, of a queen of a country to be able to say this. Basic thinking. If they want to come here, let them come. I will die anyway. I don't care. Dignity of mankind is gone. There is no mankind. There is no human rights. What kind of human rights are the West talking about? Peggy Hicks cannot have it anymore. She's the head of Human Rights Committee in New York. She's a good friend of mine. She cannot have it anymore. Everybody is sending her everything. What can she do? When I get a veto of America, no, please go ahead with the war. Kill the Palestinians. With the excuse that Hamas is there. Or we can say, excuse that the Israeli army is there. It's the same, equal. Hamas is a terrorist, but Israelis are not terrorists. Where is the law of protection for mankind? What is the sense of blowing universities? I have all the fortunes of the world in my hands. All the gold of the world I have in my hands. What can I do? Nothing. When Israel does not stop the war, it will not stop. They are the decision makers. They can come to the world and say, we stop the world, we want peace. They are dying also. They have no mothers. Why is the world going this direction? Because you, America, Europe needs more oil and gas? Because you want the Canal of Ben Gurion between the White Sea and the Gaza Sea and everything? Because you have plan of real estate developments? Since when was it to build a home to kill a home? They want Gaza another Dubai? Well, welcome, make it. Dubai has no oil and no gas. And they have shown the world. They have put the Israelis flag on Khalifa Tower. They did not put the Palestinian flag on Khalifa Tower because they chose for peace, real peace. And what do? You go and start a war against Arabs? Here, the UAE has asked the full membership of the Palestinians in the United Nations. United Arab Emirates has asked it. And they honored it. 146 countries honored this. Welcome into the new generation, new dimension of civilization. Where is civilization? Where? People are calling me, you are the last monarch. You are recognized as the Queen of Palestine. Okay, if I would say something, would anybody respect that? We have the history of Palestine. I agree. My grandfather was the latest Emperor of Palestine. Palestine was kingdom. Palestine belonged to the Ottoman emperors, just like Egypt was kingdom. We still exist. We can say it. But would anybody respect that? That's another story. If they have no respect for a child, what kind of respect they will have for a monarch? I wonder. Why wouldn't you open the borders of Palestine? It was always open borders. Always. How about if I would buy just a ticket from Haifa, go on a ship, and go everywhere, cruise in the Mediterranean Sea, and I will come to Oman and Abu Dhabi? Why would I have that freedom? And you will not give that freedom to the people who are living in Gaza? It's like living in a ghetto. When they want to go to a hospital in Jerusalem or somewhere in Haifa to see parents, it's just like the Berlin Wall, the Berlin Gates. They have to pass paperwork and stand in the sun there. A person wants to give birth obstetrics, then they get the baby already on their way. It's only one street. Jenin, Nablus, Gaza, Haifa, Tiberia, Jerusalem. It's only one street. From Haifa to Jerusalem, 3 hours drive. From Haifa to Gaza is 1 hour drive. What is this? Where is the end? Don't they hear their own people talking against them now? All these demonstrations against Netanyahu and his people? When somebody is found as a war criminal, means that the whole government is war criminals. Means that the whole government that follows that person is war criminals, per definition. Every soldier is a war criminal because he's a killer. A soldier is a killer. What does the soldier do? What? You tell me. So, it's very sad. It's very, very, very sad. Of course, we should forgive. Of course, we should try to build. Of course, but on what? You build beautiful villas on graves, on mass graves. This is what they are doing. Hundreds of people in white. All the universities of the world are standing now with Palestine. And why? Because when you do not respect a doctor to become a doctor or a lawyer to become a lawyer, when law is not being respected, when an opinion of a university person is not being awarded and honored, that's it. There is a solution. Nobody wants solutions. Don't you think that Netanyahu have solutions? Of course he has solutions. Don't you think that Mahmoud Abbas and the Americans have no solutions? Of course they have solutions. But it's all planned. It's all in the plan. With Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordania, it's all planned. They don't want Palestine to exist. Dubai has shown the countries that peace is possible with 190 identities. And we cannot even have peace with 2 identities. How sad is this? They teach their kids that Jerusalem is ours and mosque is ours and everything is ours. They call King David, we call it King Daoud. They call it Sulaiman, we call it Sulaiman. What does it matter? Let's look to the future. Queen Mohiba is Queen Mohiba. Doesn't matter who it is. I think of my parents, how much they suffered. They died very young. I never felt their pain until now. They had to deal with the same. My mother came to her parents' house one day and she could not get in there. I was with her. You, madam, get out of here, the soldiers said. And then she said, I was born in this house. And then I said, no, go away. But we went away. And she said, I hope one day you will make this house free. This is your grandfather's house. Only now I feel the pain more and more every day. And my father used to set me near him and say your whole name. I said, Mohiba Khalil. As a child of 5 years old. He says, no, this is the name they gave you. Your full name is Mohiba Khalil Shawqi Ibrahim. Khalil Shawqi Ibrahim was the Emperor of Palestine. Your name is Mohiba. Mohiba is a military title, is the right-hand man of the king. My name is a title, like you say colonel or major or whatever. Saddam Hussein was Mohib. It's just sad. Home is not a house. Home is when you feel at home. Home is when you have people that admires you, respects you, loves you, care for you. It's not about the houses they broke. They broke all the homes. Daily I cry big tears.
So what do you think? Is the war to increase their geographical area? Is it for oil or gas? Or is it to show their power?
Gear of what power? We all have nuclear power. The ultimate power we have. We have Hiroshima here. It happened. When a tsunami hits somewhere, we know that it was a bomb somewhere in the ocean. When Sri Lanka went underwater, and India and Indonesia and all these countries, what power? When God gives punishment to mankind, there is no mankind can beat it and be against it. You can do nothing. When a hurricane comes to a country or a volcano will blow up, you can do nothing. Look at the water that they had to deal with in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. In a few days, they had water like Europe can take a whole year. Whole Dubai was drowned. What happened? What helped them? The exclusive cars or the homes or the laws or nothing helps. Nothing. There is no power more than God's power. Your belief is what you are. If you believe that Palestinians has to be killed on your hands, go ahead. You will be written in the history as war criminal who killed all Palestinians. Is that the legacy you want to give behind? Is that the name that Hitler has against Jews? Where is the solution? In power? What kind of power? Here we saw it. We saw it in the sea. A drone of $500 blew up whole ships that belongs to America and Israel and Britain and everywhere. The sea is already red from all these ships. It's already filled in with ships. Every day they blow up another one. They don't care. They tell you, okay, you kill the Palestinians, we blow up your ships. You can't pass by. What will happen next? On one side, we want to reach the moon and Mars and to be great and to go in history with philosophy and greatness. And what about humanity? Basically, this is paradise. Supposed to be paradise. I give you an example, very simple example. One day, someone gave me big money, well, an amount of money, a small money, €1,000 or something. They said to me, go to the nail studio, go to the hairdresser, go take a massage, go to swim, enjoy your day. This is your day, okay? So indeed, I went and I did that. After that, I sat near the swimming pool after all this luxury pool and I fell asleep on a couch, just wearing normal dress and my slippers, nothing special. And I woke up after 4 hours, laying in the sun, enjoying the sun. And then I said, thank you, God, I live in paradise. Why do we have to worry when everything is giving us for free? Life is for free. Oil and gas is for free. Water is for free. Trees are for free. We priced even humankind. Humans, we gave a price. Everything is about money. Every idiot can make money. Okay, according to the law, it's not allowed. But once we do not respect the law, everybody can make his own coin. If you own a lot of gold and you put it in the bank, you can get money for that. But the gold is for free. It's found in the ground, in the sand. Jewels, diamonds, everything is for free. Even the aid for Gaza people is being stopped. Daily aid. 2024. Go to the moon, look for the moon. UFOs, go to look for the UFOs. We're not even worthy. We're not even equal to receive this paradise which we are living in. I woke up from that couch and I thought, what the hell? I'm working day and night, taking care of all these businesses and all these developments, and I'm really exhausted. What for is that all necessary? I enjoyed my whole day. When you have fruits in front of you, you don't even know what to choose. And it's all coming from the trees, from nature. And we are aware enough that all spirituality and all religions of the world, they are about manners. They are all about behaving. They are all about belief. They are all about love, care, etc. Where's all this gone? Where? What has to happen next? What? The symbol of unity is the belief of the Baha'is, because they say anybody is equal. No weapons. Just believe in God and enjoy life. That's their motto. But that is in all religions, not only with the Baha'is. I believe that I have a mission in life. I believe that everybody has a mission in life. But if everybody has done 1% of what he is asked to do, how do you explain to students, well, our university is blown away? Where does these students go to find their future? No dignity, no education, no home. Europe is full of Syrians, Iraqis, Pakistanis, Indians. They're all seen as second-hand people. I know that a Turkish woman in Europe will clean 45 rooms. I know that an Indian in the Gulf will clean 45 rooms. When one lady said to me at one of the hotels when I had dinner ordered for 2 persons, she said, your dinner is my salary. Where's human rights? Arabic kids speaks Indian and English before they speak even Arabic, because they are raised by the English nanny, by the British schools, and they are raised by the Indian nanny. Where's our dignity? Where's our humanity? Where's our home? What is our home? My son is a judge, and he asks, and he says, Mommy, you made from your home 4 other beautiful homes. Enough. I was sitting at the hairdresser last week, and the woman told me, you are a great person. And I said, oh, thank you. I thought it was a compliment. And she said, no, I'm a kind of fortune teller. I see everything but you don't see. You are somebody big in this life. And I said, oh, how funny. Yeah, they call me sometimes the queen. And she said, yes, this is exactly what I mean. But you must let go. I said, what am I must go? I tell you, you must let go. It's difficult for you. You are hiding. Don't hide, but you have to let go. I did not understand her words first. I thought, what a bullshit, she's talking anything. Well, people say, I see fortune teller or whatever. And she said, it's very difficult for me to think of you. I said, why not? I'm just a normal woman sitting here at the hairdresser fixing my hair. She said, no, Don't lie to me. I know exactly who you are. Total stranger. She's a cook in one of the hotels. When she sees people, she sees stuff. And she was telling me, let go, let go. You are great, but let go. If I will let go, why wouldn't Netanyahu let go? Why wouldn't Mahmoud Abbas let go? If we all keep our minds towards war, terrorism, etc., whatever you want to call it, war is terrorism. Vanishing a nation is terrorism. Tell me.
So what would be the closing message you would like to give?
Stop the war. Let my people live. Get some dignity and welcome to the new dimension of civilization called peace. Please stop the war. Nobody wins war. There's no winner in war. Please be noble. Invest in nobility. Invest in people. Appreciate each other. Love and care to all religious, all of them. Stop making victims. Take care of the victims. Build a beautiful Middle East, because you are given the chance, a big chance. You cannot justify not to be justified. You cannot. It's impossible. Dear Rav, I thank you for giving me the voice. Palestine. Thank you.